Good evening, fellow leaders. Welcome to How to Escape the Matrix. I'm your host, Hannah Thorsen, and I'm going to teach you how to escape the Matrix and become the true natural-born leader that you are. There's no specific first step you have to take in order to begin this journey, so this isn't going to be a step-by-step process. Rather, I'm going to share a lot of information that your intuition will guide you as to what you like the most and want to learn more about. I'm happy you're here, as this means you've reached a period in time where you want to change your life for the better. Not only for yourself, but for those around you. This week, I will be discussing the art of flow. This is going to be one of the last episodes, but this is going to be one of my most favorite topics to talk about. Enjoy. Hello, welcome back. As you can see, I got a little bit of a haircut. It was needed. It was definitely needed. Also, if you're hearing wind, it's very windy up here today for some reason, so I do apologize for that. It shouldn't be too bad, though. And also, our air conditioning unit is just leaking water out of the ceiling. So if you hear, it's the air conditioner leaking one drop of water at a time. But yeah, I think this is gonna be the last official Escape the Matrix episode. I've got one more after this that's gonna just be kind of going over how you know you've officially escaped the Matrix. But yeah, this is it. Today's episode is gonna be all about how to reach flow state and what flow state even is, and how you can use flow state to genuinely accomplish your dreams. Flow is basically when you become so absorbed and engaged in a task that you lose all sense of time. All your attention is basically just like on this task. There's like nothing, it's like a tunnel vision on your task. You lose all sense of time, and like you basically lose all sense of you, like your self-consciousness. You're not even aware of it anymore. It's basically something that you can do literally forever, and like you will never not be in this flow state. If you do this task all the time, flow state just will be what it is, where you're at. It's like just a natural occurrence. I actually reached this a couple months ago. I've always been able to reach this, but I didn't realize it until a couple months ago when I was editing. I was editing for a popular YouTuber, and you know, I've been editing for a really long time, and just kind of comes naturally. It's still challenging, still really, really difficult, but it's really fun for me at times, even though it's a little tedious. And yeah, I started editing for him after work and got into flow state, and eventually I looked down at the time and 6 hours had flown by, and I was like, what? I was like, what? Wait, what? It wasn't even that. I was just editing. I mean, I finished the video, but like, what? It's been 6 hours? Like, how did that happen? There's this level of like attentional focus where it's just like you're just in it because you love it, and it's just like so captivating for no reason. And basically, so how this level of flow is achieved is it's basically when the level of the challenge and the level of the skill is kind of balanced. So like whatever you're trying to do, it's challenging, and it has to be challenging. You can never reach flow state if what you're doing is just easy or simple, or doesn't really require you to be skilled or anything like that. So the level of challenge has to match your level of skill. So whatever you're doing, it has to be challenging. But if it's challenging and your skill matches up to that challenge, then there's like an ebb and flow of like, this is really hard, but I know how to handle this hard, and this kind of hard is actually fun and exciting for me. I hope you can kind of pick up where this is going, which is your passion. Yeah. Your passion is directly linked to all of this. This is why I am such an advocate for people chasing their passions. That is why I made this podcast, because I want people to chase their passions. At the end of the day, to escape the matrix, after you do all of that work, all that personal work, and just like your views and your philosophies, and you just change who you are as a person, once you do all of that, and you genuinely dive into your passion, and you're like, yeah, or you do your passion first, and then that causes you to get into personal development, it depends on your path, you're sent for the stars. Your passion is so important because that is what your passion is your flow state, and your flow state is what is most natural to you. Your flow state happens when you are at your prime. When you could do what you are doing forever, when you love it so much that there's nothing else that could ever amount to this one thing that you're doing, you have to hold on to that. And this goes into like not succumbing to what the world wants you to do and what other people's beliefs of you are. You have to do your passion with conviction and know that it's what you're meant to do. There's a reason why you're passionate about certain things. There's certain people that are passionate about business consulting. There's certain people that are passionate about painting and art and music. There's certain people that are passionate about creativity and like creative aspects of life. There are people that are really passionate about the logistical aspects of life. There's people that are really passionate about science. We all have these different passions because we're supposed to tap into those and figure out how we can tap into that passion to help evolve the world or just to be. When you try and have the passion of somebody else, you're never going to reach flow state because that's somebody else's dream, that's somebody else's vision, that's their path, that's what the universe intended for them to go on. Your path is unique and it's special, and you have to follow it. You have to follow your passion, because when you find that passion and you follow it, you're going to reach flow state, and everything is just going to come so naturally and so easy because time doesn't exist. You're just doing your passion because it's your passion, and that's what you should be doing. Flow state, it makes you way more productive. It makes your dopamine levels go off the charts, especially if time doesn't matter, but when time just flies by and then you see it and you're like, oh my gosh, then you just look at everything you just did and you are in awe of yourself. It is the most ego boosting, like spiritually enlifting, like it's a power trip, but it's a good power trip. It's authentic because you just did something from your heart, and that's what you should always be operating from your heart space. So the long and short of it, the easy way to get into flow state, and it might not be easy because it's not like the first thing you've got to do is find your passion, and that's not always easy to do. But the first step to reaching flow state is find your passion. Get to know yourself. Who am I, and what do I like to do? What in this world could I not live without? What would I regret on my deathbed not having done my entire life? If you can figure out what you really want to do in this world and how you want to change it or be a part of it or help others, whatever the case might be, whatever your passion might be, doesn't matter what it is, but as long as it speaks to your heart and you know in deep inside, this is what I'm meant to do. I know I'm excited and passionate about this. I know I could do this forever. I know that if I died and I didn't get to do this, I would regret it. Then do it, because that's what you're meant to do. Second thing, make sure it's not easy. Again, if you're not matching your skill with the challenge, you're not going to get into that state because it's either going to go by so quickly because it's so freaking easy, or it's going to be way too hard and you're just going to give up because you're like, I don't have the willpower for this. And that goes back to that one other episode I said where your willpower is very limited. You can't will yourself into everything because you're a human. You have limits. So flow state is about basically like flow state is that aspect of your subconscious working for you to make it so you don't have to worry about it, and it's not hard and it's not easy, it just is, and you're just in it and there's no time and you're just motivated and you're a rock star because you're just working on it and you're doing it, and and that's basically it. It's just finding your passion, making sure it's not easy, and then just tapping into that passion as much as possible every second of every day. You know, if you've got a full-time job, if you've got all this stuff that you've got to worry about, if you've got mental health issues, if you've got all this other stuff, then that's where you got to go back into the rest of the podcast and figure out what you've got to do to achieve that flow state. But it's kind of, again, it's different for everybody. So you might find your passion and immediately be able to get into it. You might find your passion and then figure out that you've got to change all these different aspects of your life before you can get into your passion, and that's totally okay. You got to take things one step at a time. And remember, time doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even exist. There's different time zones all over the world. People just use it as a way to schedule things easier, because if we didn't have time, we wouldn't be able to say, hey, you want to hang out later? Like, if time didn't exist, we wouldn't be able to schedule. That's literally like the basic of that's like the basis of time. It's literally ridiculous. So, and this goes into something I saw on social media. It was talking about how your body, your brain doesn't comprehend time. Time doesn't exist to this. It only exists in our minds. Like, our minds comprehend it, but our bodies don't. Our emotions don't. Our feelings don't. So this actually kind of goes into the other step of like manifestation and the law of assumption and the law of attraction. Is when you feel your feelings, because your feelings and your emotions, they're attractors, they're your magnets, they attract things to you, whether you believe this or not. This kind of goes into quantum physics. When you attract things to you via your emotions, your body doesn't know the difference. So if you go into your brain, you start meditating and you like visualize that you're on a beach and you can hear the wind, you can feel the sand between your toes, you see your friends coming up to you and they're congratulating you on the $1 million that you just made that month because you tried so hard to get to this point, you're finally here. And you just visualize yourself in this space, you will start to feel it. And when you feel it, your body will be like, ooh, I'm on a beach with my friends. Your mind knows that you're not on a beach with your friends, but your body doesn't know that. And this goes into the aspect of time. If you can essentially time travel to who you want to be 5 to 10 years from now, and you feel how that person would feel if you feel like, for me, I want to be a billionaire. So if I feel like how I am when I'm a billionaire all the time, on top of putting in the action to get there, I'm going to be attracting things to me a lot faster because my body thinks I'm a billionaire, even though I'm not yet. But my actions are kind of following suit with how I feel and how where I want to go. Kind of see how that works? When time doesn't matter, because it doesn't. It does in the aspect of don't waste your time. Time matters in that aspect. You've got a very limited amount of time, 0 to 80, 0 to 90, whatever the lifespan is. You've got that time. You got to not take it for granted. So that's where time is important. But where time isn't important is like harping on yourself or thinking that it's too late to do something, or it's too early to do something, or you're just coming up with excuses on why you don't have enough time, or you have too much time, or whatever it might be. That none of that matters. And so when none of that matters, your brain and your body can do incredible things. So that's how to reach flow state. I am so excited for those of you that maybe have not found your passion yet, and this maybe gives you a little bit of a spark of like, ooh, I want to reach flow state. Ooh, I want to work on something for 6 hours and have no idea that 6 hours have gone by, but then after the 6 hours I made something that was really cool and I'm really excited and proud of myself and I can do this forever. Like, oh my god, I found that when I was in 6th grade and I have not ever been able to stop raving about it. Whenever I meet a new person, I'm like, what's your passion? Let's figure it out. What do you like to do? Do you like this job or do you want to do a different job? All right, let's talk about it. Like, I get so pumped to talk with people about their passions because, oh my gosh, your passion is It's the vital energy of life. It's your life force. It's who you are. It's your essence. It's your presence. It's everything. If people watch you doing your passion, they are gonna light up like fireworks. It is incredible. Follow your passions. Please follow them. Take risks. Get out of Matrix. Do your own thing. Be you. Be unequivocally you. Don't care about if it's gonna fail. It's not. There's that one quote that's like, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I just found 10,000 things that didn't work, and now I found the one thing that did. It's like, you're not failing, and even if it feels like it is, it's teaching you lessons, and it's helping you evolve. That's the point of life. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. I've got one little mini episode left next Sunday, and I'm out. But just know I'll always be with you. I'll always be rooting you on. I'll always be in my heart, in my mind. I have full faith in you. I have full trust in you. I know, and I don't know why I'm tearing up. I know you're gonna make it. I know. I just know. I know that you are the person that's gonna make a change in your life to really get you to where you want to go. It's very, very... I just have a strong conviction that the people that follow their passions and they truly believe in themselves, they don't listen to what others think, they don't hold judgment towards anybody else or towards this universe, and they truly just believe that everything that they're doing is for the highest good. That's the meaning of life. To experience your passion and spread that joy to others. Thank you for being here. See you one last Sunday. Next Sunday. And remember, experience does not equal potential. Peace.